Coming to you live from Submerge, the center of Detroit Techno. This is T. Carlita, the producer and your host of the In My House Techno Music Show, where the true stories are told and great music is played. On tonight's show, an exclusive one-on-one with Rick the Godson Wilhite, hosted by T. Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played. Although he may not be talked about as his DJ peers and fellow three-chair collaborators Kenny Dixon Jr. and Theo Parrish, there's no doubt Rick the Godson Wilhite is definitely one of the major players in the Detroit house music industry, or the heritage, should I say. From learning the ropes of the vinyl industry at Wilhite record store, or through Wilhite Music as it was called, to heading up his own Vibes New and Rare compilations. It is my honor and pleasure to interview the Godson on tonight's show. Hey, Rick.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Thank you so much for coming. Let's shake hands and make it official.
Okay. Officially done. Officially done.
Godson. All right. So let's just jump right into it.
Okay.
So how are things going on in the world of Rick the Godson Wilhite?
Things in the world.
You got your own world, you know?
Well, the world is that's kind of like, it's very vast. Well, coming up, I'll start there.
There you go. All right, that's
coming
cool.
up. We have the future coming. In the future, in May, I'm playing at the festival. 3:30 or 3 to 4:30 or something p.m. on Saturday.
Okay.
On the
what stage? Do you
Disclosure stage, actually.
Oh.
Disclosure, yeah. I believe it's part of Red Bull stage too.
Is that well, that's probably the one near the water, maybe. We don't. Or do you know the layout?
I don't know if it's changed or not. But,
okay.
But I mean, that's going to be a very nice showcase stage there. And then after party, of course, there's a lot of.
Yes, there are.
But we have a special.
Okay.
Myself, Bruce Bailey, Minx, DJ Minx, DJ Piranha Head, John Collins, Charisma, and Quentin Harris. After party.
Whoa, I gotta be there.
That's at the Drive Social Club.
Okay.
The Knopscott building.
Okay.
So that's that.
Nice.
And then also, a few fellas in 3 chairs. We have a party on Friday.
Okay.
The 22nd of May, which will be that Friday before the festival. That's actually at the Julian Madison building on the 6th floor, the penthouse floor.
Okay.
We have Josh Milan opening up for us, and that's going to be a great party there. We haven't played together in the city for a second, outside of just a couple things here and there. We pop up, but this should be a good party. And then, some other little this and that's. A new bang party as well, which is a lot of people that's included in the new bang party. That's at the Mix Lounge on Monday.
Okay.
So outside, well, I don't know if you know who's all in new bang, but it's a pretty big DJ collective. So
So you started out as far as your career goes, because it says that you learned the ropes through Wilhite Music. So you were under the tutelage of who during that time?
Who is the it?
We never reveal our sources.
Oh, okay. Okay, well,
is that true?
I mean, it's partly true.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
That's most definitely partly true. Yes, but
you were in diapers then, and they brought you up and raised you into a vinyl man or something.
No, not quite. No, I mean it's a lot happening with that. I mean, it's when I was very young, like riding bikes before you get a permit for a car and all that kind of stuff. you know, most of my journeys were up to the record store with the different ones. You know what I mean? It's a whole lot of them, especially on the west side. But once I got to Wilhite, you know, there was always something I had to buy that was like different than any other store carried. So that always drew me to the store almost every week. So that's like part of the beginning of me ended up actually being in Wilhite personally. You know what I'm saying? It was like a no-brainer. Like, you know, it's like you spend more time up here than you know, anybody I know. You know, I always see you, and you know, and you know this music. So
nice.
For him to bring me in, it was, you know, meeting this person, meeting that person, and so many people came through Wilhite. I mean, just the best thing I remember about record store in Wilhite is there would always be a celebrity, quote unquote, music artist coming in, you know. And I remember one time it was a line down the street because a diva came to the store to do signing some posters and stuff like that. And it was a line down the street, and it was like a club, you know what I mean? It was
wow.
It was amazing. And then, you know, after that, it was more and more people coming in, but that was like, it was a lot of, you know, who's who was in the store at that time. So that was cool. And you know, when Mojo used to come in there, people didn't know who he was. They would laugh. You know, he's walking around in the store, and it's like, you know, and just, oh my God, Ken Carr coming in, and
so that was the place, huh?
It was, I mean, just, yeah, it was a place. It was a place, and it was, without it in my life, I probably wouldn't be halfway where I am right now. So guaranteed that was, you know, 75% of basic knowledge of truth, but you know, it's a little bit more that happened.
But that's a good part of the solid foundation.
Definitely good part of the foundation. So,
okay,
yeah,
sweet. So let's talk about the Godson.
Okay.
So how did you get that name?
How did I get that name?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, growing up, I had different names of DJing. Tech 12, DJ DOC, Working Mix Rick. Oh my God, I got a couple other ones.
Okay.
But the point about it, the Godson is, you know, a lot of people just use their name, and some people just go by something, whatever it is, DJ Rocket Ship or whatever. But the Godson is basically, I chose that because of, well, you know, Godson is pretty much known for family. Has something to do with family. And everyone around me, like I had explained to Hump, I said 33, 4 years of this, I've been around a lot of people close and personal. And I've watched everybody come from what they were into what they are or are not anymore. I've watched it change. I've watched, you know, everything evolve. And I pretty much, since I have that experience and knowledge, I have to have a word for it. So Godfather is too powerful for it to be me because, number one, it's an age factor with that name. And there's only certain people that can carry that name, technically, to a point to where you can agree with it. Some people have used that name the wrong way.
Okay.
But to really call themselves that, you have to have a lot to base your fact on. Why you call yourself Godfather? So with the Godson, it puts me to a better age bracket where I can say I have at least most of that knowledge, most of that experience, but not all. And I can't go any further but up, you know, so the further I go, the more I know.
There you go.
So I just acquired it in, and since God, the first name of it is such a large name, it's for the experience that I have been creating and just, going through my life of events, how can you say, just definitely the music industry, period.
Mm-hmm.
Just watching it change and everything like that. It's it needs a name, so that's why I kind of and I don't want to belittle anybody. I don't want to put myself above anybody. If you know me and know how long I've been doing a lot of this stuff, and how many people are very good, close, personal friends of mine, I just believe it's a name that doesn't offend anybody, and it's only
mm-hmm.
one person can carry it. That's really worth carrying that name.
Right. Okay.
In that aspect, you know what I mean? So
nice. So let me double check over here for a second. Make
okay.
sure before I go into the other part. All right. Cool. Okay. So let's talk about your multiple collaborations.
Multiple collabs.
Yeah.
Compilations.
Yeah. So when you do a compilation, when you do your compilations, what do you look for? Like, how do you pick and choose? You got Raybone, you got John Easley, you've done work with Moody Man. How do you? And those are some strong names. So how do you pick who you're gonna do a compilation with? How do they make the cut? I guess is a good way to say it.
Well, okay. That's like, asking KFC what's the 11 herbs and spices. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it like this. Basically, there's so much music that comes into my life from people around me. And, I believe it should be out. So I just decided to basically compile as much music as I can from people that should have some music out that, not necessarily is brand new music. And that's one thing about the compilations. The music that's on, especially the first Vibes Comp, the Vibes Comp Part 2, that's the second version of it.
Oh, this is 2.
Yeah, that's Part 2.
This is Part 2.
And
okay.
But the first one, there's also another one called Connecting the Compass, which is another compilation. It's only vinyl though, but all of these compilations are based on music that should be out by these people, period. And if they're a well-known artist, which like the first Vibes Comp, it has Glenn Underground, Marcellus Pittman, Theo Parrish, it also has TJ Dumas and Raybone. It has, I believe, me and Raybone, Kyle Hall. Actually, Kyle Hall, one of his first productions is on the Vibes compilation. I mean, it's just like, for instance, the Kyle Hall situation. It was like, this guy needs to be heard. He's gonna, be a good DJ and a good producer coming up, and this needs to be out. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be, coming out later on or never even happening. You need to hear him. I think his track on the Vibes Comp, I believe he was 15 or 16 when he made it.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody would take chances on
True.
Putting out music with people like.
And boy, that young guy is amazing
Yeah.
now. Woo!
And it's been some years now because he's like 20 something.
Yeah, he is amazing now. Yes. That's awesome.
And his dad and everything, and Darnell Small and the club. It's like my whole life I've been DJing pretty much with his father, through parties throughout the cities through the mid 80s, 90s, 2000s, and here it is. His son is like, wow,
Yes, I'm proud of him. I saw him during movement at the Works.
Yeah.
Didn't know who he was.
Okay.
And he was on the patio deck outside.
Okay.
And he pulled them vinyl. He's young too. And I'm looking at this young guy work the vinyl record. I was like, who is that guy? Yeah. And then Ray was like, "That's my nephew." I'm like, "Oh wow, that's amazing." Yeah, you did good on that one.
Okay, well, I'm
glad did good on that one for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad it worked out.
Right. So let's talk about. You got your own thing
my
now.
Own album.
Let's talk about that. After all working around everybody else, you were motivated to do something on your own, eh?
Yeah.
What's this called? This is called Analog Aquarius. Okay.
Aquarium.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Analog Aquarium.
Yes.
Got it right. Thank you very much.
The Tank of Music.
The Tank of Music. Okay.
Yes. Pretty much. I mean, it's on Steel Music. Let's just start off with that. And basically, the guy that's behind Steel Music name is Jerome Daraji. And he really pressed me to put an album out. He's the one that said, I just need to do it. I never really wanted to do an album. I just always wanted just to either remix stuff, edit it, just be somebody in the shadows, you know what I mean? And just, I'm happy with that. But he was like, no, you just go ahead and just put out an album, something that you really want people to hear. And I said, okay. So, bam, I started just thinking. It took a minute for me to get it together because I really didn't know what tracks I wanted to put on it or what I wanted to do. But me and Billy Love would just think of some stuff, and I just started making some music, and it just started sounding good. So,
okay.
So
and they say the rest is history.
Right, the rest is, and one of the tracks, me and Osalade and Theo Parrish were in a Red Bull Music Academy. Okay. And that's kind of like where that song sprouted out of.
Okay, that's the first track, Blame It on the Boogie.
Blame It on the Boogie.
Okay, well, we're going to get into Blame It on the Boogie.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna get off into that on the flip side after we finish. We're going to let the world hear Blame It on the Boogie, and then I'll surf the other tracks and back it up with something else.
Okay. Or
swim through, rather. How about that? Hey. So how can people reach you?
How can they reach me? Well,
or do you want to be reached?
Yeah. No, it depends on, I'm not really open just to be reached. But I'm probably more available than anybody else around here. So
okay. Y'all know where to find him. He's around. You'll see him when you see him. Holler at him when you see him.
But still, if you look at the book me, you can use Cleo at mahogany.com, and that's CLEO.
Okay.
If you had to have the,
Okay.
And mahogany is spelled with it NI and not a.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
All right.
And other than that, Beautiful Sunday.
Yeah.
You can always catch me at Beautiful Sunday.
Motor City Wine.
That is every third Sunday of the month.
Okay.
There's a couple of exceptions, but pretty much most of the year it's every third Sunday of the month. And actually, this April coming up, I'm bringing in Abika Soul from Chicago along with Cordell Johnson.
Nice.
He's a new band member as well.
Okay.
Cordell.
Okay.
And Abika Soul, he goes by Stax as well, STAX. And if you're not familiar with this guy, look him up. He's a great producer, house music producer, and he works a lot with R&B artists too. So, but I'm bringing them in, and that should be a nice party there as well. And Beautiful Sunday is it's a vinyl based night for the DJ aspect, but it's a couple of people out there. You know, I have to bring in the digital format of the CDJs or something, but primarily it's a vinyl format party. So, you know,
Right.
a lot of the music is based off what that DJ has in his bag. You know, no extra, help from any other type of
Technologies.
source. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like,
Let me find a record.
just play the record.
Say,
all you-
drop it, put the
Put
needle,
it on the
let's
needle,
go.
Let's go.
Well,
So, you know
all
what I'm
right.
saying? So, yeah. So outside of that, I mean, I'm just trying to keep a couple things going in the city of Detroit.
That you are.
My birthday party is coming up in June, but it's still in the planning right there. But I mean, every blue moon I do what I can, try to bring in certain people that needs, they just need Detroit, in their soul. You know what I mean? As a musician, you gotta come here. This is what you gotta do.
Yeah.
And when you got a crowd that receives you, you go home feeling like it's worth all that you have been doing for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? So
That's a nice way to put it.
Osalade we just had a birthday party for him.
Yes, I know. I was
Yeah.
sick with fever and missed it.
Oh.
Oh, my God. Nancy, she just was killing me with those pictures.
I thought you were there. I couldn't even think.
I was so hurt.
Oh,
Next time.
yeah, that'll be next time.
But I'm gonna definitely do my best to come with charisma. And as a matter of fact, I just saw a posting. You're doing something with Rocksteady Disco, Dre Tracks. I saw that on at the Works. I think not the Works at Whiskey Disco.
Whiskey
Coming
Disco.
up in
That's
May.
April 18th,
Is it April
right?
18th? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, April
I saw it on
18th.
Facebook today. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you busy.
Yeah,
You're busy guy.
that. And I have a party in New York, April 10th. I'm playing at it's a new club called The Good Room, I believe.
Okay.
And I don't know the address, but The Good Room in New York. It's a brand new club. The place where it's located starts with a W, but
We'll get it. I know
We'll
it'll be
get it.
out.
Yeah, it'll
I'll
be
put
out.
the alert up when I see it.
I'm playing Patrice Scott. If you're not familiar with Patrice Scott, he's playing with me and another guy. It's a 2-room spot too. So
Okay.
that's the week before the Whiskey Disco. So
Nice.
I'm trying to do.
Do what you do.
Keep Detroit out there.
Yeah,
Keep us hot.
that's what's happening. So I appreciate you for coming on the show.
Oh, well, thank you very
And
much.
I am totally honored. I mean, I've been photographing you for a while already, and that was amazing. So, how can they could get this too, right?
They can
somewhere.
Yes, that has been re-released vinyl. The Analog Aquarium is released vinyl again. Believe it or not, it's both of these products as well. They're available at Best Buy, H&M, Barnes and Nobles. I'm trying to think of even some more.
Okay,
outlets.
we're gonna
FYE.
Google. Really? That's really good. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You should be able to find it. And then those are like major places, but you got your mom and pops, you got your places in London, Germany, Spain,
You got them in the trunk of your car? No.
No, I wish I did, though. That would be cool.
You know how they used
what I'm saying?
to do it? Pop the trunk, boy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have nothing in the trunk.